Brad Williams, Excel Prime. Section 14.9, we're going to look up sum and columns. Okay, and the way this works is we're going to focus on a particular fruit, and then we're going to identify that particular fruit. We want to figure out what the total number of fruits is added. We want the sum. And the way we can do that, the simple way, the easiest way to do this equals sum and whatever fruit is. That's just common sense. That's intuitive. For whatever reason, if you want to make this more complicated than it is, then you can do that. I always say keep it as simple as possible. I would just simply just sum it down here, and then you can put this sum anywhere you want. Why don't we extend this and say, and we use the index and match function to derive a total? Well, yes. And the way you do that is using an index match along with a sum. Now remember, index is going to do what? It's going to find whatever's in match. Let's start off with looking at match. And match, you start off with a lookup value and a lookup array, then a match type. Well, here we have H5 is our fruit. Fruit is, you can pick whatever you want. I just put E4. You can pick any of them. The date is not material here. It's just information. So go back to the functions. So we have H5. What are we trying to do? We're trying to match H5 to what? We get into this routine of always going row, but you don't have to do rows with match. You can do columns. Remember, match just looks up an array. And the array here is the column, C4 to F4. So it's looking up this entire range here. And what does it do? It's going to look up peaches, and if it finds them, it's going to say, hey, index, I'm over here. Index is going to do what? It's going to look up in the range C5 to F11. Remember, index, it needs to find an array. And you can take this entire array and put it in the index. And you can go to the next argument that says, what's the second argument? It says row number. And if you don't want row number, what's the third argument? Columns. So index is saying, I'm going to look up in this array and I want to look up a column. And what does match say? I found peaches. Here's the information. It's this entire column. If it's true, then the sum function says, well, okay, I found this column of information and I'm just going to sum it up. That's it. So let's take a look at this. So if we go to row number, we know it'll be 0 because it says 0. If we go to column number, we hit F9, it's going to say 3. What does that mean? Match looks for the column and it's saying 1, 2, 3. That's peaches. Hit escape. Oh, to match this information, F9. If we hit the lookup value, F9, it's going to say peaches. The lookup array, at F9, it's going to go apples, peaches, bananas. The third argument is the match type was exact. And what do we have? We have peaches. Where is peaches? 1, 2, 3. That's what we're looking for. And what happens when index finds number 3? It says, here's the array. And then it's going to say, the way we differentiate arrays is, you see 27? We have a comma. We have a comma, 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 comma. Then we have a semicolon. What does that mean? That means that the column breaks there. So if you look at 27, 19, 22, then it goes down to 22, 28, 27, 0. That's how it breaks up this information. If you see it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, the way Excel reads this is F9. It's going to look for anything, all numbers that are in this third column. So it's going to look for 27, it's going to look for 17. Then it stops. Then it's going to the second row. It says 22, 28, 27. 27. The sum function is going to go in, F9, and it's going to look at what? The arguments were find the column 3, and then we're going to add them up. So it's going to go to column 3. It's going to add 17 plus 27 plus 14, so on and so forth. That's how it will work. The final answer, 131, sum here. The other answer is 131. Another way you can do this, you can go, if H5 is equal to E4, then sum E5 to E11. In other words, if peaches H5 equals E4, then sum E5 to E11. A lot of ways to get there. The easiest here, the second easiest here, third easiest there. Brad Williams, XL Prime, out. Williams out.